Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon L. I'm just putting together a real quick video because there's kind of, sort of, a little bit, just maybe a teeny tiny bit of Pokemon sort of stuff news that came over the past week or so. Also, I wanted to very quickly hit up something that we talked about a while back, very specifically the Ashcat Pikachus and the fact that they are going away here very, very shortly. They're on the last batch. So anyway, first I want to talk about the two events. Technically, there's been 3 events recently. I never got around to talking about the Marshadow event. I don't know why I didn't, because I'm stupid. I should talk about all the events, because you never know when someone might care. To the best of my knowledge, and I'm going to go look that up real quick here on the Thurby. There it is. God, it's literally at the bottom of the page. What is this madness? Anyway, for those of you, obviously, again, the Marshadow event, it did happen. It's been passed for most people, or at least for some people, I should say, not most. But it is still going on in a good few locations, most notably, and by that I mean I'm just going to name them all. It's still going on in the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Norway, Sweden, Berlin, or no, not Berlin, that's in Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Spain, Poland, Portugal. Yes, all those places. It's still going on and will be continuing to go on until the 16th. Again, sorry I never talked about that. Yeah, so it's in your participating store-y sort of place thing there. I guess it was also up here on the screen. I'm fucking stupid. Anyway, the things I did want to talk about is there are 2 events that I did want to talk about specifically, and that is the Shiny Silvally event, which is just recently started, which will be going on until the 13th in North America, Australia, and New Zealand. Available at GameStop or EB Games. It's a Shiny Silvally. You want to get one? You know where to get one. I'm not gonna, because I don't leave the house, because I'm a goddamn loser. Anyway, so there's the Silvally event. It's very simple, very short, it's very quick. Shiny Silvally, go to your EB Games, go to your GameStop, go be like, you give me that thing, and they'll be like, I actually don't know how it goes. I've never done it. I assume you walk up and go like, hey, but you got a Shiny Silvally though? And they're like, hey, we got a Shiny Silvally though. And then everyone's happy. The other thing I wanted to talk about again is the Ashcat Pikachu. This is the last of the Ashcat Pikachus that will be running, and that's only running up until Monday, October the 30th, and that's the Alola-Cat Pikachu. Again, the code is Pikachu20, so if you missed out on all the other ones and you're not hearing this till now, there it is. Be like, I'm gonna get that Alola-Cap. It's not the Sinnoh cap, and it's not the OG cap, but you know what? It's the Alola cap, and that's close enough. It's not, but it's still cool, though, because it's Ash's Pikachu. What do you want from me? It's cool. Anyway, so that's something worth picking up. But the other probably the biggest thing I wanted to really quickly talk about, we have almost no information about it, which is why I was like, maybe I should just wait till the trailer. Which, knowing my luck, I'll put this out in the day after a trailer will come out, and I'll be like, well, Shannon is a stupid. But then I decided, fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, we got new Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon news. Very specifically, that the download cards that have been released or shown off or something or other. The download cards for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon confirms that for some reason Team Rocket is in the games. Like, not just a battle, but they have a base and everything. Like, in the pictures you can see, there's in the Moon download card thing, it shows off a male Team Rocket grunt, and in the Sun version it shows off a female Team Rocket grunt, and both of them show off what appears to be like almost like a big castle, or I mean, it looked like that from a distance. I could be very wrong. It's probably just a normal building. I don't know why I said that. I'm probably wrong. I shouldn't ever guess things. But yeah, no, it does show off some form of headquarters that they will be having, which I think is really interesting. And that's kind of the thing I wanted to talk about, because I think it's such a weird thing. It feels like it comes almost completely out of nowhere. And I would say it comes completely out of nowhere if we haven't gotten a lot of weird little teases towards Kanto. I'm not, this doesn't in any way mean, obviously, oh, wait, we're going to Kanto. But considering the things that we have got, it weirdly feels like they're leaning towards that being a possibility. Which, again, from what we understand, the file size alone seems to point that that's probably not the case, that they fit a whole other region in there. That being said, it's also been stated in a not too far back interview that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are effectively about twice as long as the previous games were, which is saying something, because they weren't too short of games. I'm sure they were short to some people, but they weren't that short of games. They're still like 30, 40 hour games, depending on who you are. And the fact that it is twice as long, that leads almost to like, well, maybe they do have something like an extra region. Because as far as I can tell, or at least as far as I would assume, Soul Silver and Heart Gold and potential, I would say those rather than the original Silver and Gold and Crystal, are probably the biggest and longest of all the Pokemon games. I could be completely wrong about that. Don't quote me, because don't ever even believe a word I ever say. I'm just gonna be wrong. But as far as I know, those are the longest games in the series, just for the pure fact that they have Kanto in it as well as Johto. So I'm very curious to see how that is. But yeah, no, the thing is, I just find it really interesting. I don't know why in particular they would have Team Rocket come back. I don't know. It could be just a small little thing out of nowhere. They did also in that previous interview I did mention, they talked about a couple things. Again, they talked about the fact that the game's twice as long. They talked about the fact that you can go out and you run into legendary Pokemon using the wormholes and stuff, which is really dope. I know as far as I know, the only one that they actually confirmed was Mewtwo that you can run into. But even then, that's cool. Let me shiny hunt him, damn it. This is a personal thing. So they mentioned that. Another thing that, if I'm not mistaken, they did mention in the interview as well, was the fact that there was going to be an extra episode sort of thing for the post-game. I assume that's in reference to something similar to the Delta episode in Oris. Just an extra little side story that takes up a fair amount of time. And I'm wondering if that's maybe what it is. If it is an extra episode, it might make sense that it is a bit more disjointed and not really, because Team Rocket seems like such a weird thing for them to show up in Alola, and it almost makes you wonder if this new episode that they're talking about has you travel to Kanto. Not necessarily going throughout the entire region or anything like that, but I just wonder if it maybe would have you just go there and do a couple things. Again, I'm not sure that would be a thing that they would do, but I could see it. Like, I could fully well see it. Again, we have the image of Ryuji and what looks so much like it's Surge's gym, it's not even funny. We now have Team Rocket and a headquarters of theirs for some reason. I'm wondering if that is what it is, because again, a side episode sort of thing at the end. If they didn't want to put an entire other region in the game, or just couldn't because the 3DS can't handle that shit anymore, I guess I could see that being a way to do it. It's very possible that they're just in the main games, though that does seem like there's just so much shit going on then at that point. You have Team Skull and the Aether Foundation already doing their crazy bullshit, and then you have the Ultra Recon Squad coming in and doing their thing, and you got Necrozma fucking shit up because he's insane. I'm sorry, it doesn't have a gender, it's a legendary Pokemon. Point is, I don't know, I think it's a real interesting thing that they would be adding in a whole other organization of big bad baddies when we already have so much shit going on. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You want to give me more Pokemon shit? I am not gonna fucking complain. I just think it's interesting. I've said that like 82 times. This is not a very good video. I literally was just like, huh, you know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't recorded a video because I'm having a mental breakdown dealing with this fucking Ruby review cap thing. It's madness. They told me they were gonna release the block. They haven't done it yet. I trust them. I want to believe. Just do it, please. Anyway, I do find it interesting. I also kind of looking at their backgrounds. I always thought it was interesting that they had the sort of like prism sort of background during their fight introductions. Similar to what you get if you shined a light through a prism. Again, that's the light, the whole Necrozma sort of thing. So that in itself makes me think that's heavily connected to Necrozma as well, which makes me feel like then it wouldn't be that extra episode. But then again, the whole extra episode, I don't know what it's about. I'm very confused. God damn it, I don't know what's happening in these fucking games. I'm excited, but I am so fucking confused. Anyway, you know, again, it's a terrible video. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. It's just, I was interested in saying a couple things. Like, again, I'm wondering if is it weird that they're throwing them in there? Where do you think that they would appear at all? Like, I mean, I'm leaning towards, like, almost maybe a Kanto after story sort of thing. But even then, maybe not the whole region, just because the file size. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very, very curious to get anyone else's opinion. Even if it's just like, hey, yeah, you're right, this is a shit video. And I'm like, yes, that is an opinion. Thank you. Not the one I was looking for, but I appreciate it. But yeah, no, I'm very curious. What do you think? What do you think this is going to be about? And it's very possible I'll release this and the next day they'll show off a trailer like, oh, and Team Rocket's doing this, 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 and this. They want to sell Necrozma to some dude in the Orange Island. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. So what do you think Team Rocket's doing? Where do you think they're located? Do you think that the after story episode is going to be Kanto related and maybe Team Rocket related? Or do you think they're going to be in the main game having something to do with Necrozma and Team Skull and the Aether Foundation and the fucking Ultra Recon Squad and Hao's dad and Lily's stuffed polka doll and is my heart ever going to be repaired from the ending of the previous game? And I don't know. I don't know these things, and I want to know if you do. So if you guys do have any ideas, please, by all means, go ahead and tell me down below. Again, this is a horrible video. Downvote it to hell. Just like thumbs it down. Like anger. Don't do that, please. That would make me very sad. But yeah, no, definitely do tell me what you're thinking. I'm very interested in what other people have to. What other people are thinking about this. That's the main thing. Because I'm very excited and I'm confused and I want to know. I want to know these things. So it's your job to tell me. Anyway, that was all. I wanted to just give a reminder on the Ashcat Pikachu. A reminder on the Marshadow for the few people that affects them. Silvally for people who want them. Yeah. And this whole thing with Team Rocket. So anyway, toodles, doodles, and lemons. Bye-bye.